So this is Mariah, right? I'm just talking about Mariah Huq, right? Mariah Huq and Melody Cherie have something in common. They both are producers. They both created shows that ended up being number one. Mariah did Married to Medicine, right? Melody, Love and Marriage, Huntsville, which they produced and created, and the show ended up being number one. And the similarities also is the cast members. Giving these cast member jobs, number one, she definitely gave Quad a job, right? She created a job for Quad. They are both from Tennessee, right? So Mariah created this job, this platform for these people that gave her butt to kiss. None of these people would be known without Mariah. That's the same thing that I say on Love and Marriage Huntsville. None of these people, none of them would be known without Melody. So they both are sophisticated women. They both have children. They both are producers. They both are educated. And the cast members did both of them the same. Although they created the show, produced the show, gave them a platform to be on, they gave them their butt to kiss. This is Mariah Huq. Sophisticated girl, but sophisticated. So, Quad Webb taught Sweet Tea about her fertility struggles at Married to Medicine reunion. So guess what? Mariah Huq, Urban Bell, y'all. Mariah Huq reacted to Quad Webb saying Sweet Tea wouldn't be on Married to Medicine without her. Well, yep, she was married to medicine. She's no longer married to medicine. I never know, what do Quad do, y'all? Mariah Huq was entertained by a recent scene, hashtag Married to Medicine. Let me keep it going down. Now, in the scene, Quad tells Sweet Tea she wouldn't be on the show if it wasn't for her. Quad said, you, my dear, would not be here without me. Sweet Tea replied, no, you wouldn't be here without Gregory because he is the medicine. She added, I hope your man has a fleet of ambulance trucks for you to keep your relevant. Let me read that over. She added, I hope your man has a fleet of ambulance trucks for you to keep you relevant. Mariah recommended on a scene on Instagram, she wrote, I dropped my phone on this one. Y'all, let me keep it going. Let's just go. I want to see what the fans are saying. I dropped my damn phone on this one, says Mariah. Quad tells Sweet Tea, you wouldn't be here without me. Mariah Huq sure did react. Because Mariah Huq created a job for you. Quad, and you know she did, and then you turned on the Quad. I remember that. Let's see what the fans are saying. Hey, Miss Jackson. Quad delusionals. Fans and enabling by that weak-ass cast have really blown her head up. Quad is a loser who had to marry a man she didn't love to be on TV. She have no income or relevance if it wasn't for Mariah creating the only job she could keep. And she wouldn't be there now if her ex and new wife weren't foolish enough to do this show. That's how boring Quad really is. I don't know what kind of work Quad do. Black Rose, Sweet, and Greg are foolish. And Greg is petty. Not enough money in the world to put me in that situation. And Quad also has a price because you can't pay me enough to be on a show with my ex-husband, who I claim is abusive. Now I'll sing how he was with Sweet. See, there may be some truth, but either way, all money ain't good money. So Elisa Carroll says, yes, finally someone gets it. Quad needs to move on and live the fabulous life she's having with King. She's doing too much. Quad came on the show on some get back, clap back for the whole group, not just Dr. G, and it backfired. Yeah, Quad, what kind of work do you do? What do you do, Quad? This is Urban Bell speaking of Melody. You guys know Melody has left the show. Let's see what Me T said. What has America come to? As my grandmama would say, these are the last days where evil is appreciated and good is denounced, where marriages are ridiculed and side pieces are winning. For someone to say what someone knew or did not know, they're talking about Melody knew that Martell was cheating, y'all, in their marriage, or how someone reacted to whatever was going on in their marriage, obviously has not been married before. Smarter to gather all of their facts before they made life-changing decisions. This is the timeline that determined Melody and Mariah Huq, in that Mariah Huq and Melody created shows, they're producers, they're mothers, and they wanted to show black excellence. Shayla said there is a certain group of black people who are envious and like to plot on other black people. Oh my God, yes. I just ran into all the bloggers over there attacking me and my daughter, you guys. Ooh, Lord. I don't know why, but they're evil. There's a certain group of black people who are envious and like to plot on other black people. Y'all do know that happened to True T, right? True T is so successful. Everyone loved her post, and they plotted to have this woman channel taken down, you guys, right? They like to plot against black people who are more successful. This is why they don't think Martell, Destiny, Stormy, and the side chicks are wrong. I stay away from people like that. They are dangerous. Yes. Look at God, y'all. All of my subscribers came to my rescue. No, the Titanic is not sinking. Y'all gave me this lifeline and start pouring in it. I got more subscribers, more members. Thank you, God. But anyway, Melody is a Love and Marriage Huntsville producer, y'all. And Mariah Huq produced Married to Medicine. It was originally marketed to college-educated black people with a central thing of black excellence. We know that that's what Mariah Huq wanted to show on TV, the lives of doctors and their family, and Melody in general just want to show black excellence. Now you have Touch of Ducks on here calling for the ghetto side chick to get a main spot on the show, and trying to convince themselves that the same woman who left a positive multiple times for cheating, befriended the ghetto side chick to teach her how to cheat respectfully. This is why ratings are shit on, and Carlos have turned this mess into a Zeus network. Now, the Real Housewife of Atlanta over there, their ratings not too good neither, y'all. Anyway, they turned these network into like a Zeus network production. But the ones who like that slop don't have cable. Ariel and Martell should just go to Zeus, where their target demographic, where Stormy would be perfect over there as well. What do Melody and Mariah have in common? Black excellence. They wanted to show black excellence in the community, and they are producers. So I don't know if y'all remember this reunion right here where they're talking about, he said that Quiet would never get him no sex, y'all. But she gaslighted this man with King, said, oh yeah, we do it 15 times a day. She gaslighted him with this, but he said that she never liked to sleep with him. But this is about Mariah Huq anyway, y'all. Mariah Huq gave Quad this platform to be on. Yes, she did. Let's see. Mariah Huq, Queen Bee and sophisticated, right? She is married to Aiden Huq, right, y'all? He's an emergency room physician and native of Bangladesh. Mariah Huq's family and career were their two children, Lauren and Ethan. Mariah openly embraced her husband's culture by learning to cook traditional Indian food and studying Bengal. So Mariah is a former public affairs news anchor and producer. Okay, let's see what we got going on here, you guys. So Quad. And deliver some bad news. You're fired. So this is by Keisha, y'all. Judgment granted in case of stolen Rolls Royce. Quad Webb married to Madison. My man. Y'all know that King gave Quad a rose for her birthday gift. But let's just see, they already admitted that they had the Rolls Royce and it was not allowed to be rented out to third parties. So let's just see what this says. Moreover, conversion and theft are two different things. Conversion is a civil claim and theft is a criminal claim. A party may be guilty of conversion without being the party who stole the vehicle, right? Thus, regardless of whether any other defendant participated in what appears to be likely the theft of the Rolls by some person, all the defendant did convert plaintiff interest in the Rolls by wrongfully possessing and asserting dominion over plaintiff's property, in denial of its right, therefore to inconsistent with it. The owner of personally is entitled to its possession. Any deprivation of such possession is a tort for which action lies. Plaintiff was damaged by the defendant's conversion. Now, King is admitted as one of the defendants, y'all. Conversion of the Rolls because as a result of saying it is lost or stolen and has not been recovered. God doggy. The undisputed evidence showed that the value of the Rolls Royce is at least $170,000, and plaintiff is entitled to recover punitive damage for defendant conversion. Let's see, for defendant conversion of the property. Y'all, this is something else. Let me sit back. This is by Lakeisha. Let me get this out the way, y'all. $170,000, and plaintiff is entitled to recover punitive damages for defendant's conversion of plaintiff interest in the Rolls, as well as its attorney fees and litigation costs inquired in pursuant of this action. Conversion is an intentional tort and will support as award of the attorney fees and award of punitive damage. The clear and convincing evidence in this case shows the defendant action in violating the rental prohibition provision of the lease. So they're not supposed to lease it out or give it to a third party. Well, King as one of the person that was named, y'all. So my man, right? King said that it's clear and convincing evidence in this case shows that defendant acted in violating the rental prohibition provision of the lease, right? Allowing Atlantic Exotic to brokers and rent the roads to Mason, and Mason failure to protect the roads from theft or loss, right? So, my man, okay. So it shows that the willful misconduct, malice, fraud, wantonness, oppression, or that entire want of care, which raises the presumption of conscious indifference to consciousness. Moreover, my man, defendant King and Curry are personally liable in tort for the action of conversion. Personal liability extends to individuals who participate in or direct the conversion, even if they are acting on behalf of a corporation or limit liability, right? So, members say be held individually liable if they personally participate or cooperate in a tort committed by the LLC or direct to be it. So defendants were the arbitrators of whom the roads was rented to, and to Curry and King. And it was rented to Mason without the authorization of luxury lease, you guys. But y'all know that Benjamin Bennekar, right? He helped draw the plans for Washington, D.C. Shout out to this genius, the first black great inventor, yeah, Benjamin Bennekar. Also, y'all, I think he did the clocks. He did a little everything, but homeboy was very intelligent. But anyway, Benjamin Bennekar helped draw up plans for the building of Washington, D.C., and has also been credited for making the first clock to be built completely in America. He borrowed a pocket watch from a neighbor. He took it apart and studied its working. He made a drawing of each component, then assembled the watch and returned it fully functioning to its owner. From his drawing, Bennekar then proceeded to carve out of wood a large replica of each part. So let's just look at Benjamin Bennekar and others inventors. This is your Black History Spotlight.
Invention. The patented ice cream mold and disher was an
Let me go back just a little bit. Okay, right here.
Of technology and an inductee of the National Inventors Hall of Fame. His innovations in refrigeration brought great improvement to the long-haul transportation of perishable goods. He co-founded Thermo King, which became a $3 million business by 1949. Portable cooling units designed by Jones were especially important during World War II, preserving blood, medicine, and food for use at army hospitals and on open battlefields. Alfred Crowley was a businessman and inventor of the ice cream mold and disher. Crowley was becoming interested in mechanics. He settled in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where he first served as a porter in a drugstore and at a hotel. Alfred noticed that servers at the hotel had trouble with ice cream sticking to serving spoons, and he developed an ice cream scoop. June 10, 1896, Alfred applied and won a patent on his invention. The patented ice cream mold and disher was an ice cream scoop with a built-in scraper to allow for one-handed operation. Alfred's functional design is reflected in modern ice cream scoops. Patricia Bath was an American ophthalmologist, inventor, humanitarian, and academic. She was an early pioneer of laser cataract surgery. She also became first woman member of the Jules Stein Eye Institute, first woman to lead a postgraduate training program in ophthalmology, and first woman elected to the honorary staff of the UCLA Medical Center. Bath was the first African American person to serve as a resident in ophthalmology at New York University. She was also the first African American woman to serve on a staff as a surgeon to the UCLA Medical Center. Bath was the first African American woman doctor to receive a patent for a medical purpose, the holder of 5 patents. She also founded the non-profit American Institute for the Prevention of Blindness in Washington, D.C. Madam C.J. Walker, born Sarah Breedlove. She is recorded as the first female self-made millionaire in America. Walker made her fortune by developing and marketing a line of cosmetic and hair care products for Black women through the business she founded, Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company. She made financial donations to numerous organizations and became a patron of the arts. At the time of her death, she was considered the wealthiest African American businesswoman and the wealthiest self-made Black woman in America. George Washington Carver was an American inventor who promoted methods to prevent soil depletion. Carver wanted poor farmers to grow other crops, such as peanuts and sweet potatoes, as a source of their own food and to improve their quality of life. Although he spent years developing and promoting numerous products made from peanuts, none became commercially successful. Carver was also a leader in promoting environmentalism. His fame reached beyond the Black community. He was widely recognized and praised in the white community for his many achievements and talents. In 1941, Time magazine dubbed Carver a Black Leonardo. Benjamin Bennekar was a genius and the United States' first great Black inventor. He helped draw up plans for the building of Washington, D.C., and has also been credited for making the first clock to be built completely in America. He borrowed a pocket watch from a neighbor. He took it apart and studied its workings. He made a drawing of each component, then reassembled the watch and returned it fully functioning to its owner. From his drawings, Bennekar then proceeded to carve out of wood enlarged replicas of each part, calculating the proper number of teeth for each gear and the necessary relationships between the gears. He completed construction of a working wooden clock in 1753 that kept accurate time and struck the hours.
This is narrated by Hornsey Wood Academy. It's your Black History Spotlight.